to order. If we could please rise and for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They have to use my big voice tonight. We have a quorum, and I would like to ask for I'd like to amend this agenda today to one of the items in number F, June 4th, 2019 minutes are not in your packet, so I would like to remove them from approval. And I would like to add number H, which is to get approval for 3 committees: capital needs, Apple Corps, and culture and climate. And we ask for a motion that we approve this. Question, you said for which minute? June 4th.
Madam President, I move that we amend the revised agenda for approval of the H for approval of the committees that you announced.
Second.
All in favor, show of hands. Okay, thank you. And we have some scheduled public comments. Ms. Brown. Ms. Brown, before you get started, before they start ticking the time here, can I just give just a little bit of good news before you get started?
I want some good news.
Last week, we got a really good report from Advanced Hill, and we're real excited because it was a good report, and we're heading down the right path. So that was good. School starts in 1 week from today, and I think we're almost ready. Is that right? I think everybody's their step has a little snap to it, which I'm excited about. Having been in, I've met several new principals and new teachers, and everybody seems to be excited about this year. Last night, Lee High School, they were hanging from the rafters. I mean, it was a joyous occasion, and there were graduates from 5 schools, yep, all the high schools, and the alternative school. So there's lots of good things happening. There's one particular good thing that I'm really excited about, and that is we have learned that there is a foundation that has offered funds to send every 8th grader in Montgomery, well, actually beyond Montgomery, to go to EJI this year. And I think that is a really exciting thing, real exciting thing. So there's good news. I'm excited. I think we are all getting ready. For another school year. Ms. Brown.
Good evening. I am so glad I'm with you. I'm glad of the good news that we got at the last meeting that we held from Mr. Harrison and dealing with the items that we had exceeded in and that we were doing excellent in, hoping that we get to the 5 that we said that we are not excelling in. I come before you tonight to bring some news in dealing with the schools within the county and city of Montgomery, Alabama, asking you, as they have asked me, to ask you, will you please come to your school in your district so you can see what is happening there, what is going on, what is dealing with the students, how it is being operated within the walls of the school itself. We are asking you to please, because there's a lot going on in these schools that you are not dealing with. And we ask you to. I appreciated the prayer by Ms. Paula Mitchell, and she's saying that we want to encourage, we want to love, we want you to start asking the teachers that you're interviewing, do you like children? We're hiring people who do not like children. If you don't like them, you can't work with them. We want you to help us within the community because our young boys are shooting each other. There's so much going on with them. They're not coming to school. They're not going to their classes. We want you to, I went before Community Action, and I asked them to start working with those Head Start children that are coming into the public school system. They need a counselor as they enter into the public school system. They're coming in and they are adopting the rules and regulations dealing with the children who are cutting up. They also asked me to ask you, go back and revisit your policy on cell phones within the school. There are other policies that you need to go back and review and come up with some different solutions. I beg of you, I ask you, as the community asked me, and I'm gonna bring it to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Mr. Harris?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Share a few thoughts of mine on some of the situation going on in the Montgomery School District. I had the pleasure of sitting where you are for 16 years some time ago. I kind of get homesick looking at the seat you right there.
You're gonna have it back.
Well, man, you ever tell me you want to say anything to me? I don't hear the way what you want to say. I'll leave my wife, Barbara, to tell me what you say. She's my interpreter.
I just said you could have your seat back. I'm sitting in your
We
seat.
have a lot of problems, I'm observed with the Montgomery School District concerned, for one thing, about the governance that is under whose authority it would exist, whether it be county, city, or independent body, or whatever. And I connected that with the school district standing in terms of rating among school districts and the effectiveness of meeting its goals. And that rate comes up short. And there seems to be a prevailing idea that money is a big problem. You have to have money, of course, but you can have truck loads dumped money at every school district office, wherever, and not have one bit of improvement in education. Money will not improve education in Montgomery school system. What happens in terms of student progress is what happens in that classroom. And, as I will say, the chain is not any stronger than the weakest link. There are 7 strong links and 1 weak one, so that whole chain is weak. So, I'm not here to indict anybody. I'm here to say that if the students don't achieve their music in their classroom, and that's not to indict the classroom teachers. Teachers have to have material to work with, have to have all the things necessary to teach, you have to be prepared to teach, you have to have the cooperation of the administration, of the taxpayers, parents, and everybody. But unless that is a good effective classroom teacher, you're not gonna have any student progress, no matter how much money you dump into the school system. So we place our emphasis in the wrong places, I see it. You've got to make sure we have the best classroom teachers. And who's gonna determine that? Somebody has to pay a responsibility for it. Of course, the closest one to that is the principal. Principal's got to be knowing what's supposed to be taught, how it's supposed to be taught, all this kind of thing. And if somebody else supervises instruction, and people with different administrative positions with regard to accountability for teaching, they have to know when the principal is doing his job. And then there's the Board of Education. Whoever has the superintendent up in the department. All these people up and down the line have got to know what is supposed to come out at the end of that line. And they got to know when it is not coming out effectively. So if Montgomery School District ever gets in trouble because of low student achievement, it's because what is to happen in the classroom is not happening in the classroom. Again, I want to emphasize, I'm not trying to indict the teachers. And I'm not trying to rate the school district in terms of student achievement either. And say, just to let you know that the problem is not necessarily money, and it's not a matter of who are in charge of it. Of the city, of the county, or what authority. You have three equally autonomous political bodies within the bounds of Montgomery County. You have Montgomery County, administered by the County Commission. You have the City of Montgomery, run by the City Council, administered by the Mayor. You have the School District, and by the Board of Education, managed by the Superintendent. All have the same level of autonomy created by the same body, that is the state of Alabama. All the difference is, school board doesn't have the authority to levy taxes. I don't think it, I know it did not, that's a change, I don't know about it. So I just want to emphasize the fact that put the emphasis where it belongs. I've heard the statement made that if the students are not learning, the teacher's not teaching. That's a heavy indictment. Now, it's not unreasonably mean. All I'm saying is everybody up and down the line has got to toe the line, so to speak.
Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris.
Not there from the outside. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be around for a little while. I know you didn't go to another engagement. I'll be around for a little while. If I want to have you be glad. Again, thank you so much. It's good to be here among you again. Here's KT Brown still talking about our children.
Ms. Harris, will you convey our appreciation for Mr. Harris being here and thank him for his service here on this board, please? I don't think this is working.
I just want to say that I'm just elated to see my elementary school principal, and he is still regulating.
I don't have that.
Tonight's not my night for microphones. Mrs. Jazz Isaac, talk about the fire anniversary.
Good evening. Members of the board, Superintendent Moore, members of the MPS team, and everyone in attendance. My name is Jasmine Isaac. I am a rising senior and the incoming SGA president at Booker T. Washington Magnet High School. With me, I have some fellow students who share the concerns I bring to you this evening. I want you to know that mine is not a lone voice. Just as you were elected, so was I, and I will do my best to represent the entire student body at BTW. I would like to open with an invitation. I hope that you all received an invitation to our upcoming Rise Up Fire Anniversary and Commemorative event, which will be held at our temporary campus at 3315 Campbell Road on Sunday, August 18, 2019 from 4 to 6 p.m. This date is the exact one-year anniversary of a devastating event that changed our lives and from our perspective threatens the continued existence of our school. A closed elementary school was repurposed to serve as our temporary home, while less than a year later, our historic home was repurposed to become your new home. At the time of the BTW fire on August 18, 2018, my family lived quite close to what was then the Union Street campus of our school. I was the very first person from the BTW community on the scene at the fire. I am a photography magnet student, and I have very personal and poignant pictures that I personally captured as I watched my school burn, as I witnessed the heroic efforts of the Montgomery Fire Department to contain the blaze, and as more members of our community arrived. I will graduate in May of 2020, and I will carry my BTW diploma with me proudly into my life and future career. And I know without a doubt that the life lessons I learned from my BTW teachers and my fellow BTW students through shared experiences of both joy and tragedy will remain with me forever. We are achievers, you know that. And we are respectfully asking for some answers to important questions about the long-term future of BTW. Some of these questions have been asked before, but the discussion is muted and no answers or options have been presented for serious consideration. We feel forgotten and we do not deserve that. We step up every single time anyone in the community needs or wants to celebrate the arts. Our string student performs, our jazz band performs, our concert and show band performs, our dancers perform, our law students earn spots at the National Judicial Conference, our Future Business Leaders of America Club earn invitations to their national conference in San Antonio. We bring pride to NPS. We are celebrated and recognized for excellence in all things in both our academic and arts achievements. But for some reason, funding can be found to renovate Building D of our old campus for a new, consolidated central office facility. But no funding can be allocated for an essential, real, physical classroom science lab at the current location of BTW. Why is this? All of the other high schools, traditional and magnet in Montgomery, have real science labs. This is essential to our core curriculum. We acknowledge that you are trying to address an academic need, but a virtual science lab is simply not the same as a hands-on science lab that we need for our honors and AP courses. Occasional visits and opportunities with the Science in Motion Lab is not the solution for a school with a 100% graduation rate and high achieving students. This solution was offered and accepted because it was this or nothing. Well, this or nothing is not a real solution. And I must return to the question, why is there money to renovate our old campus? To be honest, we can no longer accept the answer that there is no money. This is a matter of priorities established by you, and it is clear to us that BTW is not high on your list. This distresses, depresses, and confuses us. I would ask you respectfully to reconsider BTW's place on your list of priorities. We need and deserve not just a science lab, but a new building appropriate for high school students and a highly successful program with the unique demands for performance and practice rooms, a dark room, a visual art studio, and a performing arts center. Call a meeting. You call a meeting. Don't simply respond to angry demands by the PTSA or FAME or other stakeholders. We ask you to take ownership of the future of BTW. Start by hiring a magnet school administrator who is an actual advocate for the magnet programs. Diffusing management and responsibility guarantees the programs will fail from neglect. Any job that is an additional duty will never receive the attention and have the priority of a primary job, task, or assignment. We love our school, and we want future students to have the opportunities we are lucky enough to enjoy. In closing, we will commemorate and remember the life-changing event we suffered last year with no plan in place or even under discussion for appropriate relocation or rebuilding. Please let us see you out there. Show us you care. Thank you for your time and attention and for listening to our concerns.
Clap for the regular.
Mr. Coker?
It's Crocker, like that. I'm not offended, but it's a name. All right. Thank y'all so much for showing your accountability to us in this meeting. I appreciate that. My name's Ben Crocker. I've grown up in Montgomery my whole life. I went to BCW, graduated from there in 2012, and I'm staying here. I'm sticking here in Montgomery. Just had a newborn. I'm extra incentivized to make sure that I'm playing a role in what we're doing. That's part of why I'm here. I really want to make clear the importance of arts education in our city and why it absolutely cannot get neglected. I have a fear that in an effort to make sure that technical education is pushed and that people are ready to go to a four-year program and get like a psychology degree or something like that, that we're not putting enough effort into why the arts are ultimately important and how they play a role in our economy. So I really want to just kind of paint a very simple picture. Many of us are going to go home and we're going to fix a meal, something like that. Maybe go pick it up. Maybe we're going to go pick up a meal. We'll get home. We'll consume the meal, and we're going to sit down in a nice cozy chair. We're going to open up some sort of nice beverage. We're going to have maybe some ice cream. Maybe some of y'all are ice cream people, and you'll have some ice cream, and then you'll watch TV or something like that. I'm not too far off base. I think that's fair to say. Some of us are going to do that. The car that you drove in to get to your home, you didn't buy it just because you thought the engine was nice and that it was aerodynamic. You bought it because it looked good, to a certain degree, right? The packaging on the frozen broccoli that you ate for whatever reason, that was designed to show you what your experience is going to be like. This is really fresh broccoli. The drink had a logo on it, and that showed you what your experience is supposed to be when having that. A lot of famous, Coca-Cola, that's a famous logo, right? And then you sat down in a chair that was a particular color, because some artist somewhere said, hey, I think this person and 1,000 other people are going to love this color. So I'm going to put the curves here in the chair, I'm going to make it this color. And you watch TV, you watch actors actually show you what are some things that are relatable. A creative writer gave them the script, and they put it all together so that you could relate to a character on TV. You could not be bored, maybe you can laugh, maybe you can cry. And at the end of the day, you want to watch the next episode. That's important to you. But we pay for Netflix, and we pay for Hulu, and we pay for all those different things that we just consume. I think it's really important to realize that art is a business, and art impacts the economy. Some popular cities that people like to go visit: Nashville, New Orleans, Atlanta, Birmingham. Why do people like those places? It's not just like, oh yeah, plumbers are doing really great in those cities. It's because people like to go to those places. You can define art as the business of helping people enjoy life. And my fear is that we're not engaging in that business long term. Art is the capstone of what makes a thriving community. If we don't have the arts, we're not sustaining those things. I emphasize sustaining those things. Then, I'll put it this way, I have too many 50-year-old people in my life who are so afraid that Montgomery is going to end up like all the other cities that are in the Black Belt, that feel like they might not have a future. They put it to me like that. I believe in Montgomery. I'm an optimist. Y'all know why I'm here. I said I went to BCW. I think it's pretty clear. I'm afraid that by getting rid of, slowly, I make it clear, it's a slow getting rid of BCW. It stunts the growth of our city long term, because we have an engine for arts in the city. I want that. I think there are a lot of people that clearly want that because they graduate from the program. So I think we can chew gum and walk at the same time. I think we can make sure that people have technical educations and art educations. I think that's fair, right? Thank you.
Mr. Roller?
Madam Chairman, the item 5 is the memorialization of the state intervention letter of personnel minutes, date listed June 11th. And so we are memorializing that action in the record officially. Madam Chair.
Next would be our, consent of approval. Dr. Moore?
Madam Chairman, I recommend approval of the consent agenda, but on the certified minutes, I'd like you to please pull number 57. On the certified. Everything else is approved. Really, table is, consent agenda, we have considered for approval. Consent agenda is approved all of it. So I want to make sure you pull number 57, but I'm recommending approval of that entire scope from, A through H. Pulling number 57 on the certified. Are you asking me to do them individually? I'm saying, next time it should be, consent agendas that consider for approval. The head. For approval, you do, all right, I get it. But, you say this is what you want, let's do. Next time we'll put that here.
I do have a question. We added H, the 3 committees. I'm familiar with the capital outlay, with the Apple Corps, but the culture and climate, was I supposed to receive a copy of those?
It is forming, it is not formed yet.
So you're asking us to approve something that you have not. What do you want us to do? You say approve the committees, you want to approve the committees as you have stated, but they're not complete.
They're not complete, that is correct. And
Is, do we have the May financial statements? I don't.
it was in the last packet, we went over the work session.
Okay, but it's not.
It's not in this package.
Okay,
You already-
okay.
Is there a motion?
No, I have a question on the certified list.
Can we get a motion first and then we can discuss it?
Madam President, I move that we adopt the superintendent's recommendation for items A through H. Withdrawing, number 57 on the classified.
Certified.
Certified. Yes, certified, okay.
A second.
Now, Keith.
On the certified list, number 11. Not mentioning names, but I hope it mentions schools. Y'all are asking for an accountability interventionist to go out to Dunbar Raymer School. And it says transfer program unit. There's only 101 students out there, okay? I wanna know why we have to have an accountability interventionist for 101 students. I'm not following that.
If you look under the funding source, it is part of the CSI, which is a special grant that where you see that indicating those schools receive a certain amount of money for that kind of intervention. And so Dunbar Raymer, despite the number of students there, has received that grant money. And so that's what that is done, how that is done and how it's funded.
what's the reason? I get, you told me how, but why? I mean, you have 101 students, you have one kindergartner, they're putting kindergarten and first grade together. I'm concerned about who's going out there and why we need, well, why is there a need? We need, you're taking a math teacher from the system to go out somewhere where there's 101 students. What's the reason, do you know the reason?
The state gives that money under certain conditions to individual schools, and Dunbar Raymond qualifies, and so we receive the funding based on state designation.
So can I ask a question? I'm just trying to understand your question. Are you asking, just for my clarification, if the school, is it something that the school needs, like academic wise? Is that what
Now,
you?
I thought, when I had called the accountability interventionist a made-up position. Okay, supposedly, Kim Pitt told us last year that the accountability interventionist was over the math teachers. Okay, well, math teachers I called out there and they're like, there's like, how many math teachers? I'm just not understanding the need for that, and I thought we were trying to save money, but, hello.
That is not, it is our money because the state gave it to us. And so we have to spend it, it's this year and maybe next year.
Madam Chairman, if I may, Mr. Mitchell, how many CSI schools?
We have 15 CSI schools.
And all of those receive funding from the state?
231,000.
That's for additional support for instruction and academic support. So all of that is part of what the state earmarks for the schools that fall on those lists based on performance. So one of the expectations is that you bring support to those schools. Madam Chair.
I, had one question about our personnel, and I'll be quick. One is, are we fully staffed in all of our schools? And how many subs do we have in place until we find someone?
We are not fully staffed in all of our schools. How many subs, I don't know that because we still actually have people coming in to do paperwork today. Every day it increases and it goes back up. Because people resign. We are holding them by law, we can hold them for 30 days, and we are doing that. In many cases, knowing that in 30 days, I still don't have that place to be. So that number is fluctuating greatly, but I will say this, when I look at the number mid-morning, it's very different than it looked like last year, in the positive. Some of the schools that, yes, and the school that you're probably referring to, that we struggled all year with, this morning we was fully staffed.
That was gonna be my question, how does it compare to last year? And I know that we had a lot of people that resigned, transfer and all of those kinds of things. But if we can have a better start this school year than we had last year and senior year, that's what you have done. So hopefully we'll stay on that same trend.
We hope so.
And are you, okay. I just had a question about the assistant principals. So are some schools, like not every school gets an assistant principal, so they have to share one because of funding? Or is it? Okay, depending on the need.
So they will earn at least half-time, and so if I earn half-time and the other school earns half-time, we might share an assistant.
And that's the same thing for counselors, too, I remember that chart.
It depends on the allocation. I think libraries might fall under that, maybe especially. Just depends. They used to do principals half-time like that, but it, we talked about it, and they decided to get a full-time principal if you had a school, but at one time, we could have half-time. That's for sure. That's aging myself a little bit, but.
And so, one that I saw in here, the number 16 on our list. Yes, ma'am. Is it, I guess it does, I just noticed that it was, halftime at a high school and halftime at a middle school. Is that normal too, or does it matter, or?
Okay, Kim, that's what I think is pretty young based on your
It
certification.
is, because they're certified K-12, they can do the whole range. So what we do, rather than hiring an additional person that will come out of the general fund, just put them the best that we possibly can. We actually do look at the person, but because this year, we had a reduction in force, we had to place them, just as we took them out, we had to place them back according to what our policy says. So that played a big part in it this time. Had to make sure we stayed within the letter of our policy of WIP. And then from there, look at the needs of the district and then see where the best fits we're gonna be when we could do that outside of WIP.
And we have, I know in the past, we've had a split with elementary and middle, magnet and traditional, try that out.
Okay. Any other questions? Then I will ask, we have a motion, all those in favor of passing the consent agenda, please raise your hands. Thank you. Our next meeting, will be a work session on Tuesday, August the 13th, and we are adjourned.